camera, brother.
$11, nigga.
Ooh, that shit. I fuck with that. That shit hard, man.
Right on, brother, man.
Killing them with the hats and with the jacket. Okay.
I'm trying to compete with all these damn Boston hats I got to keep seeing, nigga.
Oh, just wait till we act. Well, I mean, we going to New York, so I'm probably not gonna see a whole lot of Boston stuff. But I'm gonna find me a lid store somewhere. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Two Peas in a Pod. That's my dog, my main man, my partner Ryan. I'm Tim. And hey, man, if y'all tap back in with us, we appreciate y'all. Y'all loyal. I love it. I love we love it.
Exactly.
We've been doing this, going on about 4-5 years. So if you still tuned in with us, man, we appreciate it, dog.
Yes, sir, ski.
Ron, how's your week been, my brother? How's your week been, man?
Horrible to be honest. It's some things going on, interesting things, but it's just work shit. Nothing too crazy. Just work shit. But how about you?
Hot. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm about to die today. Like it's hottest day of the week, and I work for a door company, so I'm taking the doors out and putting the new doors in, and I'm gonna have to go back outside. Go inside where the AC at. Go outside where it's hot at. Go back inside where it was just, and it don't. Everybody telling me, "Oh, you need to drink more water. Brother. It don't matter how much water I drink.
Yeah,
I can drink a gallon. I can drink a gallon of water. I'm gonna sweat that gallon out within 4 hours. I'm a sweaty fucking person. I can't control that. So, but yeah,
the pores is open, nigga.
Yeah, man, today was rough. Today was a rough ass day, dude.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. And I shall be praying for you, like, Lord, please keep him safe. It's very hot outside.
Yeah, man. I'll be praying for you. Your ass be working downtown and shit. As crazy as it get down there, bro. I gotta tell you a story. The other day, a couple days ago, I meant to put this in a group chat and text y'all to be safe. There was some crazy ass dude, bro. We fixing the door, and he walks by, and he starts talking about how it's his right to breed with whatever woman of nationality that he wants, and and how he also doesn't want to breed with women from foreign countries, and that it's his right to not want to breed with women from foreign countries. And if he can't exercise his right, he was going to blow up the United States. I'm not joking. I listened to this man go on this rant for about 10 to 15 minutes. I ended up having to just go hide in the building. I'm like, after so many, you're right. I got you. You get the hint. But no, this
nigga's crazy.
Yes. Yes. He's one of them people. As soon as he start talking, this motherfucker is crazy. And it's like you don't want to do too much because you don't want it to escalate. I mean, you don't want it to escalate to nothing, which I wasn't scared, but I'm also at work. Like I'm not trying to get fired, motherfucker. Just go on, but like, bro, I got a job to do. Let me do my job. You gonna do whatever plan you had in motion. You go work on that.
He just what it was, nigga. He didn't go to the right place because he went to the right place. We got locked the fuck up. That's a threat. Come with us.
All time, I'm just like, bro, I'm working on. I'm like, damn, man, that's crazy. Yeah, no, you're right. Go on about your fucking business, dude. I just ended up going in the goddamn building.
Get your ass, bro. Because I deal with passengers like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, we
imagine.
Go ahead.
Imagine talking to somebody on the phone, and you've told them the same thing. They call 5 times in the last 5 minutes. I understand.
Hey, serious question: do they ever play back your calls and like you hear yourself the way you respond to certain stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd have had to catch yourself like, bro,
Yeah.
they get mad. Like, bro, who the fuck is you talking?
Everybody mute the phone. This motherfucker, you do this shit every day. Yes, sir. I'm so sorry about that. Nigga, I don't talk like that. The fuck? Give a fuck. But anyway, let's get to the steak and potatoes of the evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we not only the steak and potato, we gonna get to the loaded baked potato and the motherfucking ribeye steak. All right, we're gonna kick this thing off with the AFC West. For those of y'all that are not familiar with the AFC West, that is the Broncos, the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Raiders. We are going to start from worst to first. We're going to kick this thing off with the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders, they had some key additions in the offseason. One of the biggest ones was, head coach Clint Kubiak, offensive coordinator Andrew Jonico, who was the Seahawks QB coach last year. And Rob Leonard was promoted to defensive coordinator after being the defensive line and run game coordinator. They did get some pretty decent free agents, man. They got Tyler Lindenbaum, Nakobe Dean. They actually had a lot of good free agents. Tyler Lindenbaum, Nakobe Dean, Quay Walker, Kwity Paye, Teron Johnson, and Kirk Cousins. Once again, I don't know how he does it, but he robs another team. 5 years, $172 million contract. There's a lot of people that are overreacting to this because it's technically, it's looking at it says 5 years, 172 million. Really what it is, it's 1 year, 20 million guaranteed, and there is a $20 million roster bonus on the third day of the 2027 season. There is a 2-year, $80 million club option for 2027 and 2028, but it can be voided if Kirk Cousins is no longer on the team. So really, I mean, it's kind of a win-win for both sides.
That's not going. Okay,
it's kind of a win-win for both sides. It's pretty much like, hey, we're bringing you here because we drafted Fernando Mendoza, and we're bringing you here to help develop him.
We need him to do all that squeaky clean shit you've been doing. So he's gonna watch you for 2 years. We're gonna throw you out there, and you better be fucking good.
Yeah, but Ryan, man, what you making of this Raiders team, man? What you think their outlook is for 2026?
Just like the last, feel like forever. And it's so sad because they have one of the most iconic logos. I wear a Raider hat because shit, Boys in the Hood, Easy and them. Sometimes you throw on some black with that Raider hat and you got the greater man. I mean, it's like, ooh.
It matches with just about anything. It's a neutral color. It matches with anything.
Fuck yeah. I'll buy some Raider shit just because I like the fucking logo. But it's going to be the same as every other year. What the fuck is going on in the Raiders front office? Wouldn't it be fucked up? They go like fucking 11-6.
It would be fucked up. I mean, they I think that, what was it, that first or second year when Derek Carr was there, and but that year when he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
And I think they was like favored to at least get to the AFC Conference Championship.
I mean, shit, because you still had Coop. You had, I don't think, was Marshawn there? No, he wasn't there then.
He wasn't there yet. You had Crabtree.
Yeah, you had Crabtree. I think they had a decent tight end. They had a decent defensive line. Secondary was ass, but they had a decent defensive line and shit.
Yeah, that Khalil Mack was there. Khalil Mack was still there.
Yeah. So they had some dogs, but it's gonna be the same shit. Just damn, I wish they could be better, but since you got to play against Herbert, Mahomes, and now Knicks twice a year, that's tough. That's tough, man.
Very tough. I think it may be I think it's gonna be better than it was last year. It's gonna be a lot of figuring out. I do love the coaching staff. Clint Kubiak. I've been praying for him to get for him to get up the head coaching job somewhere. The job that he did with Sam Darnold last year, it needs to be studied, because that what he was able to do for Sam Darnold and that Seahawks offense, and I mean they were pretty much a quarterback away, and Sam Darnold came in and just picked up where he left off in Minnesota, took him to the Super Bowl, took advantage of that shit. And with the job Clint Kubiak did with that team, he deserved a head coaching job. And with them, with them drafting Fernando Mendoza, I think this is the perfect situation for Clint Kubiak and Fernando Mendoza. I mean, Fernando Mendoza first year, you don't draft a guy like this. What we've seen in the past, you don't draft a guy like Fernando Mendoza, somebody that won a national championship, won the Heisman, which that's a whole different conversation, and bring him into a situation like what Justin Fields had, getting him a inexperienced defensive minded head coach that really can't relate to what he's good at. And I do think it'll be a much better year for Ashton Genty. He didn't really, and the thing with Ashton Genty was he didn't have a bad year last year.
But expectations.
Yeah, it was just overlooked because the Raiders were just an all around bad team. It wasn't no one person. The Raiders were just a bad team. They brought Pete Carroll in to be the scapegoat, and it just wasn't like, bro. Listen to the statistics.
Dead last and everything.
Dead last and everything. Rushing, overall yards per game, 28th in 28th in pass yards per game. But the bright spot was actually the defense. You wouldn't think so, but the defense is actually 14th overall.
Draggy? I mean, that's why, shit. Chiefs barely, I think they lost the game to them.
They did.
It was so hard watching the Chiefs last year, man.
I'm still interested to see how the shit plays out with Max Crosby. I mean, I know he said he's a Raider for life and all that, but if somebody come with the right price and he's actually able to pass a physical, he still might be on his way out of there.
Boy, if you don't shut your, he was this close to being in fucking Baltimore, bro. Ain't nobody hearing that, bro.
Yeah, he couldn't pass that physical, and it really don't help. You can't pass the physical once you get up there to Baltimore where it's cold at.
Damn.
Bro. You already got Lamar in his fucking 5th grade immune system.
Bro, then shit. You can tell after every win, he's getting fucked up.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
You in Vegas too? It didn't help you was in Oakland, now you're in Vegas?
Yeah.
I digress.
That is another interesting dynamic. I mean, you got a guy like Fernando Mendoza who seems like he's very, well spoken and very well mannered, and they sending him to a place like Vegas. Just think, you got a guy like Max Crosby and a couple other guys on that team. They take him to the strip club. As soon as he walk in, his eyes get to just blinking real fast. No, I don't like that. Can we go home? I don't know if I'm supposed to be here.
Nah, bro. He's gonna be, it all goes right. He's gonna be tatted up like Max about 3-5 years.
Just give it time. Time. All right, we are going to move on to the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City missed the playoffs last year. End of the year at 6-11. Some key additions. They bring back offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy after allowing Matt Nagy to walk in pretty much head coaching free agency. They did sign Justin Fields. They brought back L'Jarius Sneed, who had some really good years in Kansas City. And one of the biggest additions, with getting Kenneth Walker, who I don't know if he was voted, but he should have been wasn't he the Super Bowl MVP?
He was.
Yeah, so they get Super Bowl running back, Super Bowl MVP running back Kenneth Walker, defensive lineman Kyrus Tonga, and cornerback Kyer Elam. They did lose some very key pieces on the defense. I mean, obviously they lost Trent McDuffie in the trade to the Rams. They also lost their other cornerback Jalen Watson. To the Rams. They lost linebacker Leo Chenal. They lost Brian Cook. They also lost safety Brian Cook and defensive lineman Jerry Tillery. With Kansas City's draft and with some of the key additions they made in the offseason, what are you expecting from the Kansas City Chiefs, and what's your outlook for them this season?
Well, let's just go back with the history with Andy Reid, right? Ain't too many. Where they go? Hold on, don't say shit.
I ain't gonna say it.
Don't say shit. They went 6-11. Golly, ain't too many Andy Reid, bad seasons. And if he did, it was always a bounce back year. And they just went back to their foundation. They actually did something in free agency. They actually had a decent draft. They got Eric Bieniemy. That was the guy that helped them win most of the Super Bowls. If anybody's paying attention, or he was there at least for most of the times they've been there. So I expect them to bounce back. Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL. What was that, December?
Yeah, early December.
December. By March, it's pictures of him standing with no crutches. For me, I'm hoping this is an Adrian Peterson type season. after that kind of injury, and then you just go off and the team is very successful and things like that. But yeah, I expect the Chiefs go probably about 11-6, 10-7, around there. I feel like it's going to be some questions with the defense, but it's more like a bend don't break type situation, and they should be fine.
How do you feel about the Kenneth Walker addition? What do you think it does for the Chiefs offense?
I mean, if you got an offensive line, shit, Mahomes don't gotta throw for 500 yards or what I'm saying, gotta do everything himself. And got a running game. Who's the backup? Because Pacheco is in Detroit now, but maybe that might be the best thing that happened to him. I doubt it, but I don't know.
I think the Chiefs are going to be a whole lot better than they were last year. It's rumored that Mahomes is, going to start week 1, and I think them getting Eric Bieniemy back does a lot for Patrick Mahomes and that offense for the simple reason them getting Kenneth Walker and bringing Eric Bieniemy back. Everybody knows Eric Bieniemy loves to utilize running backs in his offense. And
I mean, he's a running back in Colorado, man.
Yeah, and I mean, and not to mention one of the biggest things with the Chiefs' offense last year, they could not run the ball, and teams knew that they couldn't run the ball. Anytime you got your star quarterback as your leading rusher, unless you're Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson, you're not really putting out great offensive production. So, I'm really excited to see what this Chiefs offense can be with Eric Bieniemy, because they still got a lot of young talent, and maybe he can bring. This is kind of the last chance for Xavier Worthy, so maybe he can bring out the best in him. Maybe he can talk to Rashee Rice and figure out how to keep him out of trouble. And if me personally, if I'm
whoa. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, me personally, if I'm the Chiefs, if I'm on the Chiefs coaching staff, if I'm in the upper office, I'm doing what I can to try to talk to Tyreek Hill and see if we can get him back to Kansas City and get some of that, that 2019, 2020 magic back working.
Bam, he's been in Kansas City his whole rehab.
Oh, I know he has.
So, bro, like when they said, because somebody misconstrued some shit saying he couldn't run no more. No, nigga. What he meant was he's finally starting to strength train and run again.
Yeah.
That's what
he had a gruesome injury. Like you can't really. Don't bring that image back.
Okay, it's like and then It was damn near a box, nigga. It was the side of a box.
Yeah.
And then on top of all that, this nigga was like,
he was just happy. It seemed like he was just happy to get the fuck away from Tua.
Miami, yeah, bro. I mean, but this is what I hate when high profile athletes. I don't want to ramble, but that's what I hate when high profile athletes like leave and then go to Miami.
Yeah.
Nigga, you only seen that work with Brian. We'll see with Giannis. But come on.
Yep.
But now Ricky Williams, they had some good years, Ricky Williams, but Chad Penning, yeah.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, man. And I mean, that's just the way the cookie crumble. Now, I will say this. I'm excited. The defense is going to be a little interesting because with them losing McDuffie and Jalen Watson and Brian Cook, I kind of feel like we might see the shades of 2019 and 2018, where the Chiefs where they are really reliant on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense to keep them in games. Whereas like
that's what it was last year.
The defense is literally doing just enough.
Mm-hmm.
Doing just enough. But I mean, shout out to our guy R. Mason Thomas. Been hearing nothing but great things about him in training camp. Apparently, the man is unblockable. Hopefully, he can pick up some tips and some advice from our guy Chris Jones. So, I'm excited. And personally, I think that we may end up seeing R. Mason Thomas take George Karlaftis' job. That's my prediction.
That's beautiful, but nigga, probably next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably next year. I appreciate you for that scoop and score in Tennessee, brother. I really hated what happened during that play, but brother, man, I mean, I'm proud of you, man.
You made it.
Don't let this fool you, nigga. It's Boomer forever.
you made, yeah. You. In case y'all forgot, if you just now tuning in, or you ain't watched this in it over here. It's horns down. It's forever fucking horn. It's forever horns down over here. We talk about that later.
Oh yeah, I gotta all right, come on. What we got next, man?
All right, next up, we have one of the teams that actually made the playoffs in the AFC West. We have the LA Chargers, who finished 11-6, and they ended up losing in the wild card.
Just like Phillip Rivers.
Some key additions for this team, one of the biggest ones, and one that I thought was one that's not being talked about enough. They did get Mike McDaniel as their offensive coordinator. Dalvin Tomlinson is defensive line.
Please. Offensive line. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I shot a brick. He went where?
He went to the Chargers.
And you got a young dynamic quarterback?
Yeah.
And you got again, I apologize for cutting you off, but I didn't say nothing bad because I'm petrified. There might be 2 losses you can etch on in.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go talk about it. Go tell me how you feel about this Chargers this Chargers team.
The only man, bro, I was talking about Mike McDonald. The only
Mike McDaniel.
Man, McDaniel.
Yeah.
McFronald. Look, man, the only reason why he's with Miami or with LA is because he didn't have a quarterback in Miami.
Yeah, that's true.
They was cooking until they figured out that Tua can't read defenses. Yeah.
And can't stay out the blue tent.
Well, I mean, look, bro, that concussion shit, look, you can help side your motherfucking head and tell me how you gonna go back out there and some people can do it, some people can't.
Yep.
But go ahead, I'm terribly sorry for cutting you off, sir.
No, you good, man. No, some key additions for the Los Angeles Chargers. Offensive coordinator Mike McDaniel, defensive lineman Dalvin Tomlinson, offensive lineman Tyler Biadasz, offensive lineman Alec Ingold, offensive lineman Cole Strange, and running back Keaton Mitchell. They did replace Greg Roman with Mike McDaniel. They lose Zion Johnson, Benjamin St. Juste, and there's still no word as to whether Joey Bosa is going to be back or not.
No, he was wait. He left Buffalo?
He left Buffalo. It's up in there because I mean, there's a rumor going around that he could go back to the Chargers. I don't think it's going to happen, but we shall see.
I thought he signed a 2-year deal with Buffalo though.
He did, but Buffalo they voided that deal. It was like a 1-1 type of deal.
This is okay. We at the point where now high profile players look nigga week 4 preseason outside.
Yeah,
that's what
they did get that young. No, my bad. Go ahead.
No, they got who?
They did get that young boy, the young edge rusher out of Miami, Akeem Mesidor. They did get him. They did draft him to kind of fill in that edge rusher position. Hey, but go ahead, man.
If they can fix this, my shit is simple. If they can fix their problems on defense, because we know offense is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
it's going to be scary. If he got an offensive line that can block with McDaniel's brain, I'm just hoping that he got some weird play calling when he played against us, and then we win some kind of outside of that, rock out, dog.
Well, when they play the Chiefs, it's always interesting. When they play the Chiefs, it always gets interesting.
Well. You're not lying. On divisional matchups is real different.
Yeah, you're not lying. With this Chargers team, I can't even call the Chargers a sleeper team no more. I think they are one of my teams. No. They are one of my teams that are favored to make a deep playoff run. One of the Chargers' biggest issues last year was they just couldn't block. They could not block for Justin Herbert whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Like that man was getting killed back there. But with the year that with the bounce back year that Quentin Johnson had, and with what everybody says Lad McConkey is, I think they got a pretty dynamic offense. I would love to see them try to bring back Keenan Allen, or maybe go out and if you can, maybe go out and see if you can get a Tyreek Hill. Bring him out to he was just down there in Miami. Bring him out to LA. And I'm also hoping a second year running back, Amarion Hampton. When he's healthy, he's very talented. He is very talented. Mm-hmm. So when you put all those pieces together with a crazy offensive mind like Mike McDaniel, the sky is possibly the limit for this damn Chargers team. And I think now is the perfect opportunity for them to at least try to make it to the Super Bowl, because I mean it's gonna. I think the Chiefs are gonna get back to where they were. I don't think they're gonna get back to where they were, but I can see them, possibly stealing that last wild card spot if things get to clicking for them late in the season. So I think now, with the moves that they made and with the moves that they made in the offseason, getting some offensive linemen to try to protect Justin Herbert, you can't miss out on this opportunity. You really can't. You got a golden opportunity to seize a division, to possibly make a deep playoff run. So you got to figure out a way to make it happen.
Captain.
Yeah, you got it. Make it happen, Captain.
Man, nigga. Yeah. I mean, like, damn, there was some stretches last year. I'm like, hold on, Chargers might. They might go. They might do something.
Until you started seeing them games where they was giving up 3 or 4 sacks a game, couldn't protect Justin Herbert.
Third down when you need it.
Now moving on to the team that actually won this division last year and made it all the way to the AFC divisional, the AFC Conference Championship game, which I think they would have won if their quarterback wouldn't have broken his ankle, but complete different story.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos, who finished the year at 14-3, some key additions for them was Jalen Waddle at wide receiver, and they picked up Davis Webb as their offensive coordinator. They did lose John Franklin Myers as a defensive line and PJ Locke at safety. Ryan, what are you making of this? What do you think the Denver Broncos outlook will be for 2026, and how do you see their season going?
Well, obviously you gotta ask the question: is Bo healthy? Then, I mean, they did add Jalen Waddle. That's interesting. Then, you got, Franklin Myers. Then you got my boy Bonito.
Yeah.
That defense is nasty.
Well, Franklin Myers left. Bonito's still there, but yeah, Franklin Myers left.
He bounced, but yeah. I mean, that defense is nasty, man. I mean, I feel like judging off the health of Bo Nix, you will have to maybe lean on the defense a tad bit more, because but the defense was cooking all year last year.
Yeah.
And a lot of teams that have deep playoff runs because they have a good defense with a competent offense. So, I mean, with that being said, I kind of got to reserve how I feel about this team until I know how Bo Nix is going to be, because if he's clicking, but have you seen that leg before the surgery and after the surgery?
Yeah.
I mean, like, his grandpa and his dad, they had the same injury, but it happened like in high school and college.
Mm-hmm.
It happened for him in the NFL, and I do feel like part of that is because of a lot of running.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of his success last year was using his legs, moving around, extending plays, getting first downs, things like that. So if you take away that ability, and the same for Patrick Mahomes, so if you take away that ability, now it's like, okay, like, how do you be effective but in a different way? So I just got to see it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I'm not mad at that. I still think the Broncos are going to be a good team. I don't know if they're going to have a year similar to they did last year, because I expect the Raiders to be better. I'm not saying that the Raiders are threatening them to take the AFC West or anything like that. I'm expecting a huge improvement from last year for the Chiefs, and I'm also expecting the Chargers to be better. And the Broncos, they're gonna be that team. I think they're gonna be the team that's always hovering around 10, 12, 14 wins. They're always going to be in the playoffs or in the hunt for a playoff spot. The biggest thing is just the health of Bo Nix. It's that's really what scares me with this team. I do think they helped him by going out and getting Jalen Waddle, because that was one of the Broncos' biggest weaknesses, was not having a solidified wide receiver 2 to go alongside Courtland Sutton. Not taking anything away from Courtland Sutton. I think Courtland Sutton's a great wide receiver.
Marvin Mims?
I like Marvin.
The ball.
I like Marvin.
Ain't trying
Mims.
to kill him either,
I like Marvin Mims, but to me, Marvin Mims is more like a slot wide receiver 3 guy. I don't look at Marvin Mims as a bona fide wide receiver 2. Now you have a 1A and a 1B on this Denver Broncos offense with Jalen Waddle and with Courtland Sutton. Me personally, I think Jalen Waddle's more of a 1A than Courtland Sutton. Like I said, not taking anything away from Courtland Sutton. That's just that's just the way I'm looking at it. And then hopefully, J.K. Dobbins can stay healthy. I also been hearing a lot of stuff about the young running back out of Washington, Jonah Coleman, and, what he's looked like in training camp and what he can be to this offense. So, I'm not expecting, I don't think there's going to be a huge drop off or fall off for the Denver Broncos. I just don't think they're going to have the same year that they did last year. I'm expecting maybe two more losses. I think they'll end the year 11-5. And they could get that too. They could, this may be, I can see this being a situation where they're getting the last wild card spot, like the last day of the season, the last week of the season.
Competing if who lose and whoever win. If you win, you in. I got you. Yeah.
Like, make no mistake, that defense is going to keep them in games, and that defense is going to keep them around. It's just the biggest question, and it should be for everybody, is just the health of Bo Nix and what he can look like compared to what he looked like last season. Because before look, man. We'll talk about that later. That we're gonna say that for a different episode. We'll say, but all I'm gonna say is Bo Nix don't. All I'm gonna say is Bo Nix don't get hurt. Bo Nix don't get hurt. The Broncos are going to the Super Bowl, and they might fuck around. They might have fucked around with it. That's just
no, because how Bo Nix is playing, as much as I hated to admit it, how he was playing, yeah. I don't think we be talking about the Seahawks right now.
No, I definitely don't. I mean, granted, don't get me wrong, the Seahawks balled out, did they thing last year. I didn't have them going to the fucking Super Bowl.
Time.
Yes, I damn sure didn't have them going to the Super Bowl. But hey, they did their thing. Can't take it away from them. Can't take it away from them.
Nobody believed in Darnold, and then he's like, ha.
Yeah, what? Like you motherfuckers thought me getting drafted to the Jets.
And all be all. Look at me now, bitch.
Look at everybody. Look at every fucking person that's come through that Jets organization since I've been gone.
Shit, man. Shit. Who was the quarterback of the Jets?
Gino. He went right back to where it started.
And that's where it ends too. It's over. It's done.
All right. We're gonna jump over conferences, man. We're gonna move on to the NFC West. And for those of y'all that's not familiar with the NFC West, that is the Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals, and the 49ers. We're gonna stick with the whole worst to first formation. We're gonna kick it off.
With the Niners, nigga.
Actually,
they cooked already, bro. Season ain't even start, bro.
Yeah,
they cooked already, bro.
Man, they can't fucking stay healthy. I'm sorry, bro. The training staff need to be fired. Whoever's idea it was to put that stadium and practice facility where it is need to be fucking booted out of there. It's just if you're somebody with a lengthy injury history, you don't want to go to fucking San Francisco. You just don't.
Yeah, man. I guess they just gotta get young, bro. Yeah. They just gotta get young, man.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about them here in a minute. But first off, we gotta kick this one off. We gotta kick this division off, obviously, with the Arizona Cardinals. Some key additions for the Arizona Cardinals. They hired head coach. They hired Mike LaFleur as their head coach. And for those of y'all that was not familiar with Mike LaFleur is the reason why Puka Nacua was going off the last couple of years, because he's been the Rams offensive coordinator the last like 2 or 3 years. They get offensive lineman Isaac Suomalo, defensive lineman Andrew Billings, safety Andrew Wingard, cornerback Isaiah Oliver, wide receiver Kendrick Bourne, running back Tyler Algier, offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, and I'm sorry, I fucked that all up.
I say, what team is the nigga you talking about? Green Bay, nigga?
Yeah, but they actually did. They did get Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator. But some key departures for this team, and the biggest one obviously being Kyler Murray. They lose Dalvin Tomlinson as defensive. They lose defensive lineman Dalvin Tomlinson. They lose safety Jalen Thompson. Offensive lineman Evan Brown. Linebacker Akeem Davis Gaither. Defensive lineman Andrew Billings. Offensive lineman Kelvin Beachum. And running back Amari DeMarcado. In the draft, they did get Carson Beck, They drafted Jeremiah Love first round and offense. These are like their key draft picks, and they drafted offensive lineman Chase Besantes. Ryan, give me your take on this team. Give me your take on the Arizona Cardinals and what you think their outlook is and what this team will look like in 2026.
Ass. But I will say this. I truly think they have found a quarterback and a running back at least for the next 10 years.
I'm not mad at
that. I truly feel like that. And I'm not trying to get caught up in that one preseason game because shit, man, the Panthers secondary, that game looked fucking horrible. But what I will say is, damn, he already got a prettier deep ball than Jalen Hurts. No, I can't steal that line, but hey, man, if he open, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but like, when the knock was against him, when he left Georgia and went to Miami, like, oh, he can't pass. I'm like, he got a deep ball though. You know what I'm saying? And then shit, if his offensive line would have held up a couple more times, they would have won that national championship game.
I agree with that as well.
That was an Adidas Bowl, by the way. But I don't really expect too much out of this organization. It's another one of them organizations that kind of remind you like the Raiders. Like, you know, like I want to, especially when Kyler was there, I want to support you. And, you know, they had about 2-3 years where it's like, okay, they could do something, but they never really gave Kyler nothing to work with. And then congratulations on him for getting the starting job like we all figured he would. But, nigga, you got to make the playoffs. You got to beat Green Bay and Chicago. Okay? All right, bro. All right, so
you got to play two places where it's
and Detroit. Cold. I'm sorry, my bad. And Detroit, my bad. All three of those teams just named were very fucking good. I think, well, no, not last year, but a couple years ago, all four of those teams did make the playoffs. So that's tough. Not to get sidetracked. It's a rebuild. So we're just seeing what we got, and then what we can build on for next year. That if they overachieve, they overachieve. But right now, 5 wins.
I'm not mad at that, and I actually agree. I think they may get 1 or 2 more wins than they did last year. But like you said, it's gonna be a lot of figuring out. Trying to see what they got and what Jeremiah Love and Carson Beck can do at the pro level. Granted, I don't know if Carson Beck is gonna start off the season because they did give Jacoby Brissett a little bit of money. So I do expect to see Jacoby Brissett maybe for the first 2 or 3 games of the season. And I mean, it'll kind of be like what it was when he was in New England or, anywhere else he's been where he's pretty much been the bridge guy. For Jeremiah Love, I see a similar season to what Aston Genty had. I think that Jeremiah Love is going to be, I think he's going to be pretty productive, but because I'm not expecting the Cardinals to be very good, it's going to get overlooked. As far as the wide receiver core goes, I think they have a very talented wide receiver core with Trey McBride. We saw what Trey McBride was able to do last year. Michael Wilson doesn't get talked about enough for how, he's very tough and gritty. But Marvin Harrison Jr., I mean, it's put up a shut-up season, bro. This is your third year in the NFL, and you have not cracked 1,000 yards. For you to be a, first-round draft pick as a wide receiver and to be highly touted coming out of Ohio State and, you won the Biletnikoff and all that, I have not seen it at this level yet. There's flashes. There's flashes and there's flashes and the talent is there, but granted, I do think the last couple of years, them having, Jonathan Gannon, who once again, defensive-minded head coach, I didn't think it was a good fit.
Right.
I don't think it was a good fit, him, Kyler, and Marvin Harrison on this team, but that's either here nor there. Regardless of any of that, with the talent that Marvin Harrison Jr. is and how he's talked about and how he's looked, he should have at least cracked 800 to 900 by now. And I ain't seen it yet. I think it's there. I think it's in him, but I ain't seen it yet. It's been for this season. It's put up a shut up. It's put up a shut up.
If they had Cliff, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So 2 years straight, 1,000-yard receiving. He just, like you said, didn't have an offensive-minded coach. I never, when he got drafted, I was like, damn, it's not. I never felt like it was a good fit for him, even though he had Kyler. But it's like, okay, like, who else does he have around him to make him better?
Yeah.
Who's his vet? Who is he learning from? Things like that. And then I think the second team, we'll be talking about Marvin Harrison better. It's the second team, but that's just tough when your dad's a Hall of Famer, all-time great, and then
that's how we looking at him.
And then you balled out in college. It wasn't like you was the third guy
right.
on the team. You was the guy in the receiving corps at Ohio State. So
right.
just to reiterate what you said, but yeah, we'll see. If he have a good year, he ain't gonna give a fuck if they only win 5 games.
And I'll now going back to the whole Mike LaFleur situation, for those of you out there that are not familiar, Mike LaFleur was the reason why Puka Nacua was, going off, why Devontae Adams is getting targeted in the red zone like that. So I'm hoping that, what he was able to do as offensive coordinator of the Rams, he can bring some of that to Arizona, and we can finally see the talent that we've been looking for out of this offense. We know what Trey McBride can do. We know what Michael Wilson can do. We saw what, how productive Jeremiah Love was in college, and we saw what, Marvin Harrison Jr. was able to do when he was at Ohio State. So I'm hoping that Mike LaFleur is, the piece that they need to try to, bring it out of this team. I think that's really what I want to see, out of the Arizona Cardinals, because the talent's there. They have the talent. They just need the right leader. You know what I mean? Leaders lead. And that's what the fucking Cardinals need. But yeah, that's my take on the Cardinals. All right. Next up, we have the team that you were just talking about. We have the San Francisco 49ers, who lost in the wild card round to the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Some key additions for the 49ers. They get Raheem Morris as their defensive coordinator, who was the Falcons' head coach last year. They get Osa, defensive lineman Osa Odigizua, wide receiver Mike Evans, wide receiver Christian Kirk, offensive lineman Robert Jones, safety Ashton Davis, defensive lineman Cameron Sample, cornerback Jack Jones. Some key departures for this team. They do lose defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. They do lose. He took the head coaching job at Tennessee. Which, hey.
Damn,
I can't. Which just wait, because I'm gonna talk to you about that. But they lose defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. They lose wide receiver Jawan Jennings, defensive lineman Jordan Elliott, offensive lineman Spencer Buford, safety Jason Pinnock, wide receiver Kendrick Bourne, running back Brian Robertson, offensive lineman Matt Hennessy, and linebacker D Winters.
Matt Hennessy.
Hennessy.
I'm a tequila guy now.
But yeah, man, what are you making of this 49ers team, and what you think, 2026 is going to look like for the San Francisco 49ers?
Okay, so we got Debo, we got Mike, we got Kirk. Pretty nice. Kittle. I don't think he's going to play this year. They got too many injuries already, and we're in August. I'm saying that in August.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen teams that had injuries in August make the playoffs before. So it's a possibility. The head coach got in a car accident. Right now, it's looking like, damn, it's going to be another fucked off year. But what if this is the making of a Super Bowl team? All the things that happened before, they overcame, and, things start going right at the right time. I'm never going to count out the 49ers as long as they got their head coach.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count him out. He's proven that he understands football. So, yeah, I'm rocking with him. Probably maybe 10-7, 11-6. That'll be a playoff team. But the West is so tough.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's really a 3-team race. So we'll see.
I hate to say it, but I'm expecting a major fall off from this team, just because what I really don't understand is I didn't love the Mike Evans contract. And not to mention, Mike Evans is coming off of he came off of a injury riddled season. You lose Kittle's out for the season. Pearsall's out for the season. Granted, we didn't see this coming from Pearsall. Christian McCaffrey had a bounce back year, but his health is always in question. And before Debo came back, it didn't make sense to me why they wouldn't try to keep Jawan Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
Because before Debo decided to come back, you ain't had nobody but Brandon Ayuk, and we all know that man probably may never play football again. Yeah, he's doing. He been hanging around Antonio Brown a little too much.
So man, he's not fully with us mentally, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And then not to mention when you look on the defensive side of the ball, you still have questions about the health of Fred Warner, after him, coming off of a, season-ending injury last year. And then I do think that I'm not sure if Dre Greenlaw is back or not, but he has not been the same since he got hurt in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Yeah. So, I mean, there's questions there. I think if this is going to be the year Brock Purdy really shuts anybody up, this will be the year to do it. And this is not taking nothing away from Brock Purdy. I think he's done a fabulous job, since he's taken over the starting QB job in San Francisco. But I think there's still questions about whether he's really, who they say he is. I mean, he got paid, so congrats to him. But I'm still not sold on Brock Purdy. Granted, I've said this about the 49ers before, and they've gone out of their way to prove me wrong. So I'm not totally counting them out, but I don't see the same success that this team has been having. I don't see the same success this year that this team has been having the last 4 or 5 years. And I hate to say this because never like seeing anybody lose a job, but I also think this could be the year that Kyle Shanahan gets fired as the San Francisco 49ers head coach. And it's not really his fault. It's more so he's just a victim of his own success.
Tampa.
They're like, what I'm saying? There were rumblings last year. I think there were rumblings last year of him getting fired. But it was rumblings of him last year getting fired because, he had the 2 losses to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But once again, I think it's just him being a victim of his own success. That's what I think. It's unfortunate. I don't think he deserves to get fired, but I think this year, if the 49ers don't perform, I think it's coming.
You're only as good as your last season. So yeah, and I mean, it's a what have you done now league. So that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, the 49ers always has a good defense, so I don't know. Maybe their defense might do enough to keep them in games if the offense ain't clicking.
Man. I don't know. It's tough. All those injuries, that's tough, man. That's real tough.
Yep. Now we move on to one of the teams that's been getting talked about all offseason, the Los Angeles Rams, who made it to the NFC Conference Championship and were a couple plays. They pretty much just ran out of time against the team that went on to win the Super Bowl, the Seattle Seahawks. Some key additions for the Los Angeles Rams. The two biggest ones. They make a splash trade for Myles Garrett. Then they turn around and make a splash trade for Trent McDuffie. Then they signed Jalen Watson, cornerback, and Nate Scheelhaase as the offensive coordinator, who was previously the pass game coordinator. Some key departures for the Rams. They lose offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur, edge rusher Jared Verse. That one hurt. Wide receiver Tutu Atwell, cornerback Kello Witherspoon, linebacker Troy Reeder, cornerback Kobe Durant, and cornerback Darion Kendrick. Ryan, what is your take on this Rams team? What do they look like in 2026? What is your opinion on their outlook?
I mean, if it's not NFC Championship game, it better it's a bust. So that really Super Bowl or bust. That's what this team is. It's a Super Bowl or bust. And the team you lost to in the NFC Championship game, which is your division rival, won the Super Bowl. So it's more pressure on the Rams to get to the Super Bowl than it is for the Seattle Seahawks to get to the Super Bowl. You got top 3, maybe the best quarterback in the NFL. You got
former
the best,
MVP. Reigning MVP.
Right. You got the best pass rusher in the NFL. And then now Aaron Donald is teasing coming back, which I think he is. I really think he is. And if he does, it's fake. Forget about it. If obviously, winning football games and being healthy, things like that. But yeah, this is a Super Bowl bust team. You can ask questions about Devontae, but he's a gamer. You got Puka and a whole bunch of other decent receivers. But yeah, this is Bowl bust. For real.
I wholeheartedly agree. It ain't NFC Conference Championship, and it is Super Bowl or bust. Plain and simple. The Rams were a couple plays away from actually. I think they were a couple plays away from actually beating the Seahawks. They didn't. They didn't. Yeah, they lost, but I think it was more so them running out of time. You make a swap. You trade Jared Verse, who was already It was already a budding superstar, for Myles Garrett, who broke the sack record last year. Your defensive backfield was absolute garbage, which was why you got torched in the NFC Conference Championship game. And you go get one of the best corners in the game in Trent McDuffie, and you go get the other Chiefs corner, Jalen Watson. And if you think back to the Chiefs defense, the Chiefs defense was top 10 last year in pass defense. So you go get those two guys on top of on top of what you already had. With you got a guy like Braden Fisk and Kobe Turner. Those guys, you got Myles Garrett, Kobe Turner, and Braden Fisk up front. It's gonna be kind of hard to keep all three of them guys in the backfield. It's kind of a pick your poison defense. Then if you can't stop the pass rusher, you got to pick your poison between Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie. So pick your poison, which one you want, and they can give it to you any way you want. And then on the offense, I mean, you got a two-headed monster in the backfield with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, Blake Corum really came into his own last year. And you got two of the best wide receivers in the game on the outside in Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to touch on Devontae Adams. For everybody saying that Devontae had a down year, Devontae led everybody in red zone touchdown receptions. Not to mention, Devontae Adams has been the number one wide receiver on his team the last 7 or 8 years. He went to a team that had a number one wide receiver, and he didn't have to be the guy. It wasn't him having a down year. He just didn't have to fucking do it.
He played his role.
He didn't have to fucking do as much. They went to Puka to get him down the field, and once they got in the red zone, they went to somebody who has some of the best releases in the fucking league. Which is why he had 14 touchdown receptions. So let's stop with the whole questions about Devontae Adams and Devontae Adams having a down. Let that shit go. Cut it out. He's still an elite wide receiver in this league, and they still have the best quarterback, the reigning MVP, Matt Stafford, back there.
Yeah.
And if we being wholeheartedly honest, I think really what this offseason was, I think they know that this is probably Matt Stafford's last year, either this year or next year. So they want to fully maximize the potential of getting, the opportunity of getting another Super Bowl. And with Aaron Donald flirting to come back, it's good God. Even as somebody that grew up, watching the Rams, a Rams fan, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that for anybody else. I mean, you're
NFC West.
You're gonna have two guys on the offensive line that were at the time. There was an argument over who was the better pass rusher between Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett, which you can't really compare the two because Aaron Donald was an interior defensive lineman, but you still saw what he was able to do. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's no way around it, bro. It's Super Bowl or bust for this team, and I think what a lot of people are not talking about is the fact that the Rams drafted Ty Simpson. Who's to say that Matt Stafford not gonna come out extremely pissed off, like, so this is what the fuck we doing? Like, y'all, this is what y'all think of me? Okay. Who's to say Matt Stafford not gonna come out and have another MVP type year?
And with Sean McVay, calling the plays, nigga, shit.
Yeah, shit. Sean McVay and Matt Stafford, it's a match made in heaven. It is a match made in heaven.
Man.
But just imagine if he had like a mobile quarterback, like a Lamar Jackson, a Josh Allen,
this how many Super Bowl, yeah.
Boy.
At least 2 or 3.
I say you saw Matt Stafford with Jared Goff for that first time they went to the Super Bowl, or they winning. With Todd Gurley, yeah. Now we gonna move on.
That shit was rigged. That shit. The last 2 Tom Brady Super Bowl wins have been rigged. That Tampa Bay won, that last one with the Patriots. That was bullshit. That's why he was deferring all that money to pay the fucking referees. What the fuck he was doing that shit for?
Paying their taxes. That's what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Now we move on to the Super Bowl champion, Seattle Seahawks. Some key additions. Key additions for the Seattle Seahawks was some key departures for the Seattle Seahawks. They lose offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, edge rusher Boye Mafe, safety Kobe Bryant, cornerback Tariq Woolen, and running back Kenneth Walker. Some key additions, offensive coordinator Brian Fleury, who was the run game coordinator and the tight ends coach for the 49ers. Dante Fowler, who edge rusher, cornerback Noah Igbenogany, offensive lineman Bobby Hart, and running back Emmanuel Wilson. Ryan, what are you making of the Seattle Seahawks for 2026, and what is your outlook for them this upcoming season?
Playoff team. I'm not going with Super Bowl and all that shit. If I'm not mistaken, I did say they made the playoffs last year. I did pick them to be a wild card team, but playoff team. This is really more of okay, Sam. It's fucked up to say this, but he has to do it again.
Yeah,
he has that. If he does it again this year, which I think he will, boom, he is a solidified professional quarterback. Solidified. He already won a Super Bowl, so I mean, you can't really say shit. But homeboy Charbonnet from UCLA towards ACL. So we'll see when he comes back, see how the running game is. I mean, the defense should still pretty much be the same. It's not gonna change that much. We'll have to see the offensive coordinator, how his style is. That's really the main question. But I feel like they'll be a playoff team again.
I agree. I do think the Seattle Seahawks will be a playoff team, but make no mistake, they ain't winning the NFC West next year. I don't give a fuck what you say, how you put it. They are not winning the NFC West next year.
It's really a low-key two-team race at this point.
Yeah. I think will they be in the playoffs next year? Yes, but I think they'll have to settle for being a wild card team. I mean, they lost some key. When you think about it, they lost some key pieces on that defense that really kind of fueled them, throughout the course of the season. But I think as long as they have a guy like Jackson Smith and Jigba and Sam Darnold, I think they'll be fine. But losing a guy like Kenneth Walker, who was really, he
lifeline.
Yeah, he was your safety blanket. So when the passing game wasn't working, which was very rare, Kenneth Walker really had it going out of the backfield. I mean, we saw what he was able to do in the Super Bowl. I do think the rookie that they got, Jadarian Price, can come in, fill those shoes and do almost the same of what Kenneth Walker was able to do. Let's not forget Jadarian Price was, he was the 1B, or he was the guy coming in backing up Jeremiah Love whenever Jeremiah Love got tired. Mm-hmm. So let's not put a question mark at running back, because I think Seattle's offense will be just fine. My biggest question is the defense. Like I think the defense will be. I think the defense is going to be okay. I don't think they're going to be as dominant as they were last year, but I expect the offense to also take a step back, because Clint Kubiak, he comes from a long line of, football minds, and that family is damn near football royalty. So I don't think this offense will be as dynamic and as explosive as it was, but I still expect the connection between Jackson Smith and Jigba and Sam Darnold to still be there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for me, Seattle Seahawks, I think they're a wild card team. I do. I think they're a wild card team.
And that's fair to say, because you gotta give the head coach some props.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it's August.
Yes, it is. We're a couple weeks out, man. We're a couple weeks out, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize, like, this is the best time of the year, bro. We got to go through it again, dog. You get pro football, you get college football, you get high school football, you get hockey, you get playoff baseball, you get basketball, and then you get mixed martial arts year round. What more could you ask for?
Say what you want, damn it. Let's go, LeBron.
Let me tell you something. With all the sports and shit that we got coming up, with it being football season, basketball season, hockey season, playoff baseball, if you are still outside getting in trouble, you flat out don't give a fuck about life. There's going to be too much going on to be outside getting in trouble.
Now,
So
if you got in trouble at the beginning of the summer,
yeah,
you
that's on
understand.
you. I mean, if we being honest, I think if you get it with football and shit coming up, this is probably the perfect time to get in trouble because it ain't like you can do shit else. You gonna be in the. I'm not telling y'all. I'm not telling nobody to go get in trouble. But I'm saying if you gonna get in trouble at the end of summer, if you gonna get in trouble, this is probably not saying go to jail, but you get in some kind of trouble. This is probably the perfect time to do it. Because when your ass go sitting in, because you're gonna be stuck in the house and you're gonna want something to do.
Bro, I'm trying to get in some good trouble.
You go do you, brother. You go do you.
Very good, looking ass.
I hope you get all the good karma this upcoming winter and fall.
Well, thank you.
I said not all the good karma, not karma.
I said
the good karma.
I said thank you. I heard you first time. Thank you, thank you, nigga. Appreciate you. I really do.
Always, man, always. But as always, man, if you guys have made it this far in the episode, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, give us some constructive criticism. Just don't be on no bullshit in these comments because we're not at that level yet to where we won't respond the way we fucking want to respond.
Well, fuck you.
Especially that motherfucker right there. I can't really get.
I'm better. Fuck you, Ken. Tim. I'm better. I'm better, damn it.
I don't mean that in a bad. I don't mean that in a bad way, but let's just put it this way. I'm the calm one. I'll leave it at that.
I'm pretty calm.
He's calm till you get him to that. Till you get him
calm. To that. I'm calmer. Shit. Fuck. Niggas be shooting now. Nigga. Fuck that.
Yeah. You know if you know you know.
Or like to show up with 4 of the other homies.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't he man, but damn it,
I got some licks in. We did. Hey, it took 4 of you motherfuckers, but I got some licks in.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? All right.
You can't tell. But as always, man, brother, I love you, man. I'm happy. Too, I'm happy to be back doing this shit with you, and hey, we back, baby. We back.
We back.
But as always, man, we out, man. We will catch you guys next week. Make sure y'all tune in because we got Ryan's favorite team to talk about next week.
And hold on, prayers to Eric Bieniemy and his family. Yes. That tragic situation is very, very, very horrible. I can't even wrap my brain around that shit that happened. No. But again, prayers to his family, his wife. I hope she has a speedy recovery.
And then still having to go, deal with a bunch of grown ass men. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, man. That's tough. I can't even. Wow.
And Ryan, since we a couple weeks out, we ain't had a chance to do it lately. Boomer!
Sonar!
And on that note, we out. Horns down, motherfucker.